Good morning, children. This is Seema Prabhakaran. We are going to continue with our lesson Growth of Colonial Army and Civil Administration. In our previous video, we had talked about the Regulating Act of 1773. Today, we will be talking about the defects of Regulating Act and Pitt's India movement. So, the defects includes first point, responsibility of all acts of Indian administration was of Governor General, but his powers were limited as acts were passed by the Executive Council for which Governor General was responsible. Second point was governors of Bombay and Madras were made subordinate, means they were under the Governor General of Bengal, but on which topics or subjects they are going to be independent and which subjects or topics they have to take permission from the Governor General were not fixed. So due to the confusion, administration affected. Third point, it was thought that the Supreme Court and the Governor General and his councils will act together. But in reality, both were continuously fighting with each other and nobody could understand who will solve their problem. So to overcome the problems of Regulating Act, a new act came into being and it came to be known as Pitt's India Act. Let's understand Pitt's India Act of 1784 now. William Pitt entered the British Parliament in 1780. He was only 21 years old at that time, and 3 years, that is in 1783, he became the youngest Prime Minister of Britain, and this act is named after him. Basically, with the Regulating Act of 1773, British government had started supervising East India Company, but the actual control of the company was with the Court of Directors, whereas British government wanted to have more control on East India Company and Indian possessions, and for this they brought this Pitt's India Act. Today we will be talking about few points under this Pitt's India Act, that is, first is monopoly of trade. What were the changes which came after this act? Monopoly or control of the trade, there was no change. Still East India Company had the control on all the eastern parts. Second point is control of company. This act divided companies' political and commercial affairs, and to deal with them separately, a board of control was made. There were 6 members in this who controlled civil, military and political affairs, whereas the Court of Directors was supposed to control only commercial activities of East India Company. This Board of Control was a government body which was presided by Secretary of State, who was Cabinet Minister in British government. Other than this, there were 4 Privy Councillors and 1 Exchequer. Next is administration. Executive Council of Governor General were reduced to only 3. Central legislation is the next point. If a law was to be passed, then Governor General and his 4 members council were supposed to vote, and the decision was to be taken according to the majority vote. Fifth point is provincial legislature. Modifications of Council of Madras and Bombay Presidency were also made. The members of councils were reduced to 3 members. Sixth point is revenue. The main change was the territorial possession of East India Company, which now came to be called as the British possession in India. That's all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.